Good morning, Ghana. Another wild weekend on your timeline. And guess what? We are back with your favorite Monday morning just fixed in the trends on the AM show.
Charlie, this weekend, the internet didn't rest. From the falling city making a slight U-turn and slashing transport fares to the corruption expose that got people's side eyeing the U.S. Embassy.
All right. And just when we thought things couldn't get more intense, National Security storms Buntumi House and Chairman himself is out there calling for backup.
Charlie,
and a whole lot more.
I mean, Chairman is scared. The streets also have a conversation coming up for you. Of course, we'll be crossing over to Sweetie pretty shortly. But before that, let's serve you the stories making the headlines. And once again, we'll be bouncing it off with I call him TKS, Benjamin Akapo. Head is big for a reason. We'll be picking his mind on some of the issues that we've got for you. All right, heading on to our very first story for today as well. Transport fares reducing as the city appreciates. Just so you know, the last time we had a reduction of transport fares was somewhere in 2023.
Yeah.
Where, the government made sure there was some 10% reduction. But Charlie Jackie, do you know what's happening?
Now, but first of all, this morning, was there any price reduction in your fare?
Well, I mean, I was a street boy, so I came with Trotro this morning.
I was actually looking to pick Trotro this morning, but I couldn't. There was a lot. The stations were packed with a lot of people. And one thing I realized was that they were doing the shortcuts. And I realized that most of them are not part of the GPRT. Most of them are not in the station. Yeah. So they're just doing their own thing. But then Uber fares, I don't think they're part of this. So.
Okay, but man,
I have to come here for you guys.
I gave, from Omanjo to La Paz, 7 cities. I gave it to the driver and the mate, and he ended up giving me 6 cities. I was and then I said,
no, he ended up giving you
one city, as a balance. So meaning that the change is being effected. But guess what? Over the weekend, a lady boarded, a vehicle headed somewhere from Circle.
Yeah.
And the driver was not going to buy into Yenteso, Yeah. And so guess what? The driver decided that if you're not going to pay the new fare, I am dropping you off where I picked you.
Yes.
So they moved from the Circle station somewhere around Achimota and they had to bounce back. There's a video of a lady ranting, talking about how she's shocked. I mean, Jackie, imagine a driver.
Pick me all the way from Circle going to Pokwase end. Let's take a look at the video.
Because we are refusing to pay the actual money he asked us to pay. The government said 50%. He's saying that he's not going to take that 50% from the money. And now we are on our way. He has brought us back to the station that we should get down. So guys, I'm in Circle right now. And the car loaded us and the car has come back to the station because we are refusing to pay the actual money he asked us to pay. The government said 50%. He said that.
Charlie, driver and the true one thereof. Jackie.
This is typical pettiness. But let's see what social media is saying.
Let me throw it.
Let me calm down, Derek. So Leo Kulu says that's good from the driver. If the driver can buy anything at a reduced price, then there's no way he has to reduce his own. Make everybody get excess profit. And Jagodu says that Monday where the drama actually go happen. The car self, go get. Then Samsung can't talk of reducing prices. But then the up comments we see here has to do with the CD appreciates. A lot of people talking about. So the first comment here says that Atu is really forcing pound. Yes. 3 cedis, please. I get things to buy. You're waiting for it to reduce to 3 cedis.
Yeah.
So that some of us can buy the things that we really want to buy.
I know, right?
And Serelak says that somebody check on Nigeria.
Because our currency is a lot more heavier than the Nigerian naira. And so if we are appreciating, then those guys are really struggling,
I know, right?
All right. Heading on to our very next story that takes over the timeline is the story you see behind us, which is changey. The slide wants to, a changey. Corruption scandal at the U.S. Embassy. Guess what? Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa wants to change the system of how we do things in Ghana. Not just in Ghana, but of course abroad.
I mean, their mantra is resetting. So.
Yeah, resetting. Everywhere under the President Mahama administration. Only for them to do some investigation and find out that the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, Ghana's U.S. Embassy, Ghana's U.S. Embassy, Ghana's embassy in the U.S., in Washington.
Yeah.
There's some, things going on, what we will call in our local parlance, Kululu, where the director of IT, Mr. Fred Quarton, created his own backdoor website to
link.
the official visa website. And so as you are applying, you pay a certain fine, close from $29
to $60.
Yeah. As you are making some of those payments, it doesn't go straight to the coffers of the, the embassy. It goes straight to
his coffers, his personal business.
Jackie, isn't that sad?
That's sad.
Benjamin Akako, you have traveled in and out of Ghana. I don't know if some
every weekend he's not in Ghana, so
yeah, every weekend he's not in Ghana. I don't know if he's boarding the flight. His head is able to, make way through the cabin. But Ben, tell me, what do you make of, corruption in and out of Ghana? Isn't this extreme greed?
The U.S. Embassy to where? I was a Tikasiano. Tikasiano is for a reason.
I know, right?
But I mean, I've got to the point where nothing shocks me anymore in Ghana. And I'm just glad that this has been found out.
Yeah.
And they are seeking, putting in place remedial measures.
Yeah. Great. Of course. Honorable, sorry.
So we am a Benny here this morning.
No,
you see, Ben is just trying
his
to...
His name is Ablakwa, not Blakwa.
You see,
Ablakwa.
Benjamin is just waiting for you to make that mistake and you just chip in.
He started it with the tickets. So me, I chopped my breath.
All right, let's see what social media has got to say on this particular issue.
Of course, so Betty says that, everywhere is not safe.
Charlie.
And Dream Girl says, good job. I don't know why some people are never satisfied in life. You have a good paid job, and yet you want to steal what your fellow human being, and yet you want to steal your fellow human being. Too bad. May God strengthen you to do more for your beloved country. Army Yao says that he must rather be prosecuted. Will not leave no stone unturned. Justice must prevail in due course. Honorable Minister, we are fully behind you to save us from the condemned past government. Yes, so social media has been reacting to this. This is actually a very shocking news and interesting one, knowing that you apply for your visa and all that, and you are paying someone is just
fees.
Taking more.
And this guy, I mean, just so you know, a lot of the staff have been dismissed.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Ghanaians working they've all been recalled. They've come back home. Like the sack, everybody has been sacked only because one IT guy. And just so you know, of course, I have a feeling that he's not alone. He has compatriots, accomplices, alibis, Great. Let's run into other stories making the headlines. And it's the story of national security raiding the house of Chairman Wontumi. And I like this headline. National security storms Wontumi's house. Chairman cries for help. Chairman, pow!
Now over to me.
Let's listen to the audio of Chairman crying and asking Ghanaians to help. We'll bring you comments after that.
Because they said they want me to be a president. Ghana need you. Ghana for Musorio. Ghana for Musorio. And before you know Musorio. And before you know Musorio. I am Munti and I'm Mahama MC. This vice president da. Me, my don't board so da. Me, my DCO da. Me, my minister da. I am chairman in the media. And I want to make campaign in Mammy. I'm my campaign in my party, and I'm here, Juma. 2013, we are about the boom, Juma. Mubaye, my topping, my Juma, my count to far, be did.
Eric.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Just say Ubemo because if you know Chairman Wontumi, he's not somebody who kotos.
No.
He's not somebody who bows.
Yeah, this is the first time seeing him in this situation.
Man. And Benjamin, you have worked.
I'm even sniffing,
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish you could have played that song. You know that Grace Ashley song.
Yeah.
I just sang
It's fine. I think for me, it just tells you how power is transient. And how everybody is accountable. You will be accountable. You know how people say that Ghana, you think their laws are not in place. And so one day you find yourself, Chairman is calling for boys that Ghana for Mumbro. And this morning, I was listening to one MPP communicator say that they are busing supporters to bring them to Accra to come and support him. Benjamin, what do you make of Chairman Wontumi, the bold man who is able to bring gold on national television and talk about how in fact, he says that the difference between legal and illegal is a document. And once he has a way of getting his document, you cannot show him at a point in time he owned the Ashanti region.
You can't do me for
That's why I started by asking Ube to me.
Wontumi.
Would to me. But I mean, in the end, all we're praying for is that the right things will be done. Whoever has fallen foul, the right processes will be done, but that his rights will also be protected. That's all.
Definitely.
Great.
All right.
Run me through
Social media. Alfred Asante says that But he said he doesn't fear anything. No one can do foko.
Charlie.
Gabriel says that, and this is how the judgment day will be like, and the sinners will be wailing, Eradi Chimio, Eradi Chimio, and we, the righteous, will be laughing and jumping. And also, Kofi Ima says that, I thought he said nobody can match his energy. Shege, who say man no day. I mean, so social media, they were all reacting to the audio that you just heard of him. Yeah. A lot of comments from you guys on social media. Let's move on.
Jackie, take this last one.
That comment at the bottom.
Take the last one for me.
Oh, yeah, so PhD counselor says that, but with all the gold, money, and white paint, how come the road to his compound is not tarred? If you saw the video, no. I was actually asking myself.
Wait, the man is in a fix and he's thinking of himself. Obi not on the compound.
No. You know, they have been in power for a lot. People were expecting that, the route to the chairman's house should be, sophisticated and all that. But you see, red.
Well, Jackie, he claims to be a very rich man. And so perhaps that's perhaps one of his properties.
Yeah, one of the numerous.
Yeah, one of the numerous properties.
Yeah.
Running you through the next story is a story where traders are back on the pavement. Jackie, my girl here, covered that story extensively last week. I beg your pardon. Jackie, tell me what you saw.
Last week, it started on Tuesday through to Friday. And I can't remember, this weekend, what we saw was at Kaneshi. That was the last place we were with the AMA team. And on the bridge, I remember I stood there to do a report. I was so happy.
And you're going to see the video pretty shortly.
Center, there was no one there. Only for Joy Prime to go there on Saturday morning. Lo and behold, we see all of them there. So let's take a listen to this video.
One inside here, you can see that it's free. Her movement is not really constricted.
A few moments later.
So as you can see, things are a bit different from what we saw earlier in the week. So earlier in the week, we saw the place was empty. Today, Saturday, obviously, it's what you would call a market day. So as you can see, vendors are back on the footbridge.
Yes, Derek. Yeah, back. And I took a ride through town on Saturday, like through Accra town, and everybody's back. The pavement in the roads, everybody is back. I wish I could add those videos, but we don't have a lot of time on our side.
Benjamin, you have seen this recur many times.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we're doing a decongestion exercise. Do you ever think we would probably come to a place where the streets of Accra are going to be clean, not littered with hawkers and traders?
We can if we truly decide to crack the whip. It's like the dam spillage wager right now. Yeah. People have built on the buffers. They'll tell you, but where do we go? I see a baby. I was just interacting with Stanley Mate. Same situation.
Yeah.
Some things can stop today in this country if we'll crack the whip and not care whose ox is God and, this person will not vote for me in the next election. We can do it.
It's true.
It will make us unhappy, but in the end, it will sanitize the system.
I agree with Benjamin a lot really on this because we are in a system where everybody is like, the illegality has become the norm.
Yeah.
And because every government comes, they sack them after 2 weeks. About 12, but they were trying to
politicize this on the grounds. People were saying that this place is for the NDC people, this side is for the MPP people. And I was like, come on, this is for all of us. This is the routes that we all use.
Man.
You get it. But let's see what social media has been saying about this. So Kobe says that what's the use of our militiamen in various barracks eating, ironing, and polishing their shoes? Bring them to these markets to discipline some of these kalabule. You know, kalabule is not kalabule, right?
What's the correct word?
I think it's clever bully.
Yeah, great. Well, but Jackie, hold for me for that. I just want to do a little education.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the military does not interfere into internal matters.
Yeah.
It's the police that is in charge of that. You leave the military, we only bring in the military as and when we have external threats, coming up. Yeah, Jackie, want me to the next?
All right, sure. So Wiggles Word says that Accra Metropolitan add some beatings to the decongestion exercise. Please, they are asking, Charlie, by way and conform anymore. NDC official says that, please, let's allow them for weekends and from Monday to Friday, they should move away from the roads. I don't know about this, but this last comment says that it's not their fault. Change is a difficult thing. The traders have been socialized by past city authorities to think selling at such places is lawful and acceptable. Anyone who attempts to right the wrongs is deemed as an enemy. At this point, as usual, only the military can bring sanity in such places. Yes.
Well, we'll be crossing over to the ever beautiful Sweetie Albochi, who's standing by in wager. To give us up to beat on what is happening because the dam and all of that has got issues coming up. But before that, of course, Jackie brought you the story of the rapping police officer who went viral for his lies. And Jackie, guess what? He apologized for going viral. And just when we all thought the apology was going to be something, you know, yeah, listen to his apology.
That's a video for the day.
I'm sorry, my sister to you, don't worry. Yes, you can't miss your burden story. Oh, it is true, you know the story, I can't worry. And I saw the bicycle, oh, dear, my mentor, Lori. I can see Shaka Sika official, DK, take back me, Mamma post to me, Mamma share me, Mamma share me, Mamma football me, and then my need to try to say.
That was the apology.
Wrapping up, we say, Charlie, Adiato Meni. Mami Simeni. I mean, we're crossing over to tickets. Benjamin, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Derek Elom Ashlevi. I'm going to be nice to you today, but you do need a bigger head, as we have seen.